Hello, welcome to Reaction Shots for February. This month we are talking about B movies, and ironically, maybe not ironically, also mentioning the Oscars because they're happening. We're joined by the Folkmans, Nick and Max.
Hi.
How are you guys? And of
Great.
course, illustrious co-host Michael
Hello.
Huber.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about yourselves. What you guys love movies?
Yeah.
You told me you love B movies,
We do.
so we brought you in.
We came out to Hollywood to work in film and try to do screenwriting and directing for a while.
Still trying to do that.
But then we got hired to write video games, so we've been doing that for a few years.
We're running a comic right now that we can't talk about,
No.
and we just wrote on a video game we can't talk about.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
And we also host a podcast about storytelling in video games where we talk to other developers and writers about storytelling that's called Script Lock.
Script Lock.
Yeah.
Cool. I've heard it's very good.
It is. We've been doing it for 2 years now. We just had an episode with Ollie Moss, the art director on Firewatch.
Yeah.
And Alex Nao Nike, who is a UI and character concept artist at Naughty Dog.
So your
That was
podcast is better than ours.
Yeah.
No, it's more niche than yours.
Well,
It's way more inside,
Inside
baseball.
baseball.
yeah. Well, we don't mind that. What video games have you written that you can talk about?
Massive Chalice is our
Chalice.
first one.
Yeah.
Skullgirls Mobile, which we're still doing, I think. And Little Alchemy 2. And a game that is out in beta now, but there's nothing else about it on the internet when I looked it up like a week ago, so I don't know if
Okay.
we can talk about it yet.
Let's not risk it.
Yeah, don't risk it.
Yeah. I think that's everything so far.
Yeah.
But the thing we just worked on is awesome. And
Yeah.
is the biggest thing we worked on so far, but it will hopefully will be out.
We'll have
within
to
a year
have
or
you
two.
back when we
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
talk about
yeah.
it. But anyway, just to kick things off, let's do some real brief. And I know not all of us have seen every single one of the Oscar nominations yet.
I've never been so behind.
Because just like, who cares
Yeah.
about watching The Post? I don't.
do.
We saw it.
Steven Spielberg.
Well, there you go.
Meryl
All right.
Streep. Tom Hanks.
Then who
David
cares about
Cross.
watching The Darkest Hour?
Hopefully the three nicest humans on Earth. Hopefully.
Yeah, if Tom Hanks or Keanu Reeves turn out to be shitbags, it's all over.
It's all over.
Oh my god. Anyway, so I don't know what's gonna win Best Picture.
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
Shape of
You
Water.
honestly, you guys think Shape of Water?
I hope. Well, Del Toro should win. He deserves to win.
Well,
Del Toro's a sweetie pie.
it's not
If
my.
you look at Golden Globes, it's like Shape of Water, got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
It's been
Did it
nominated
win
by-
Best Picture?
No, 3 Billboards did.
3 Billboards,
Yeah.
which I do not think will win Oscar.
No.
Yeah,
They'll probably win something.
screenplay probably.
Or maybe Frances McDormand will win.
You
Yeah.
never know what's gonna win though. You know, ever since like Spotlight took it that one year. And,
Yeah.
And even
Remember when
even
Crash won?
Oh,
well,
God.
even
The
when
bad crash,
and-
not the sexy car accident
yeah.
crash.
And when Moonlight took it too.
Remember when Argo won?
Did it? Oh, it did.
No.
win.
Yeah.
No,
That's right.
I don't remember that.
I feel like they're really good at at spreading it out nowadays. I feel like that's been a recent trend in the Oscars. I'm obsessed with the Oscars. I'm sorry, I love the Oscars.
This year is historic because it has, I think, the most female nominees.
Does it?
I think so,
Nice.
and more or like fewer white men than I can't remember what the stat was.
I meant just they like will give Best Director maybe to Guillermo, so he
Oh,
wins
yeah,
that,
yeah,
and then
sure.
like Best Picture to Three
Right.
Billboards
It's
or
all a
whatever.
game.
So it's you
Yeah.
know they kind of like spread it out. I feel like I
Just,
can't remember the last time
uh,
a movie really like swept.
I remember
Rings.
Lord of the
Lord of the
Rings.
Rings
Lord of the
style,
Rings
yeah.
really swept. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just on the third one because they were like retroactively
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
it for
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the trilogy. Just so we run them down real quick, the Best Picture nominations: Call Me by Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, Shape of Water, 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. I added an of there. Lady
think-
Bird, I love.
I want to see it really badly.
Oh God.
Get Out might win. It might do the thing where like it starts sweeping early on.
Yeah.
Or just because people feel bad about.
It not winning anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get Out. I would love if Get Out won. I would love it if Lady Bird got something. I would love it if Lady Bird got script or director.
I wanted Score to be nominated because John Bryan deserves to be
Yeah.
nominated for Best Original Score.
Has he never been nominated?
No.
What?
He's never been nominated like for most of like ever like he's got like maybe 2 award nominations for period in his career for score, never for an Oscar or even like a Golden Globe.
Heavens to Betsy. Wow.
I just need Guillermo to win Best Director, so then I can like
Watch his speech.
not worry about it for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So you
know what I
can
mean?
Die, yeah, you can die happy.
It's like, okay, now he can just keep making movies. There's not as much pressure. Like, give him this one. This is his chance. This is his shot.
I really
You know, he didn't make a commentary track for the first time ever
He had a good explanation for it.
for Shape of Water because he was like, whatever you see, you see. He's like, I'll talk about the movie at events and movie nights when we play the movie, and we can do live Q&As and stuff, but like on the Blu-ray, no
Very
commentary.
Will there be behind the scenes thing?
Yeah.
There's a ton of behind the scenes stuff.
That's,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Because I like his process. It was funny because my sister was sad at the end of Shape of Water. She
Dude, me
called me
too.
and she was like, I was really depressed. I was like, what? It's a happy ending. And she's like, well, it depends on how you read it. And I'm like, oh, I guess that's true.
Can we spoil some of Shape of Water?
We can, but we should warn people first. Shape of Water spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Because we like Shape of Water. Like I enjoyed it a lot. We have some questions. So this is like a plot hole maybe.
Okay.
So the whole thing about the end of the movie is like she has to go put him in that whatever you call it.
The reservoir.
Yeah.
Reservoir?
Yeah.
Why
Why
not
doesn't
just...
she take him to a fucking pier
Yeah.
and
It
throw him
isn't
in the ocean?
Right.
Isn't it in that the town's on the ocean?
Yeah, it, like,
Did
in
it
the
have something
shot...
to do with the type of water? No.
or the shape? The shape of the water?
Like maybe because it fills with rainwater.
yeah.
So maybe it's like getting
It's the
used
right
to
mix.
Something
salt
about-
water. I don't-
That's possible.
That's
I thought that
kinda-
too. I was like, why don't you just walk 100 feet down
you can
and dump
see
him
it.
in the ocean? You can see the ocean. Yeah, that was strange. I'm sure there's a reason.
I think it had something to maybe no.
I believe him having a reason why he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Just because that's CG, what they did to make that the reservoir thing, because that's not what it looks like in where
Oh,
Vancouver
sure,
where they
yeah.
shot that.
Yeah, is it ever specified what city it takes place in? I don't remember right now.
I think it's on the East Coast.
I thought it was like Boston, but maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
don't know.
around there.
Okay. But yeah, that is weird.
I don't
The,
even
the salinity thing is a good
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
theory. Sure,
because
why
they
not?
pour in that stuff all the time. with-
Otherwise, like maybe she just wanted an excuse to hang out with him longer.
Because he was found in the Amazon. So
Right,
he's
in
found
the-
like in
yeah,
a
in the
river
Nile,
somewhere.
yeah, or whatever.
So, okay, that makes sense.
Or not the Amazon. Yeah, the Amazon River. Yeah.
It wasn't found in the ocean.
Right.
Yeah.
The Nile is not in the Amazon.
Yeah. Okay,
Whatever.
but good movie. I'd be happy
Great
if
movie.
it won.
I'd be happy if it won. Lady Bird. I haven't seen Phantom Thread or Call Me by Your Name yet.
You're
Those
gonna
are
see
my
Phantom Thread
those are my two on the
next
list.
week.
Yeah.
We got to go see Annihilation, baby. That's
You-
the day before my
They're
birthday.
giving away a ticket to the comic book shop like near us
For the
today.
premiere.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to know how this is
Go
going to be.
get some.
We're busy that night.
Yo,
Go see Phantom Thread.
Alex Garland, one of the greats,
Alex
wrote
Garland-
Enslaved Odyssey of the West.
Yes.
One of my favorite games.
Road Dread.
Dread is great.
He's amazing. Really interested to see how this movie plays out because the book is so
Have you read the book?
Just the first one. I haven't read the next
Okay,
two.
man.
Whoa, dude!
Yeah. Read the next
I didn't
two.
know
Yeah,
that.
Southern Reach trilogy, man.
Oh, it's so good.
'cause
From
I-
my recommendation, or did you read it before?
From Beth. Yeah, she's
It's
read them
so
all.
good. I
Yeah.
love all those books.
So it's like,
Born is good. Too.
confusing how they're gonna do it.
That's the thing. It's like,
You
how do
know-
you film something that's like
Yeah.
literally unfilmable?
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
changed
it
it.
feels
They
unfilmable.
said they
He
said they
said-
changed it.
They changed it and it's meant to be it's standalone, but it could they could do if they want to do more, they could do more, but it's meant to be one of its own thing.
Which is kind of how the books are.
and
too.
like it already looks
Kinda.
different because the husband looks to have a bigger role than what he
Yeah.
is, and
They're-
they're named now.
They're pulling a Silent Hill where like the studio was like, we gotta get some men in here.
Yeah.
Gotta get some men in this picture.
Love that cast, dude. Gina Rodriguez, Tessa Thompson. Hype.
Dude, that whole oh god, I hope that movie's good.
Yeah. Do you think he'll do the next two, or
Book 2 would
I
be
think it depends
weird.
how it does.
because I haven't read those, so I don't know. But like, is this just a one and done type thing for him, or do you think?
I would love it if they did.
He's never done a sequel. Wait, did he do the 28 Days Later sequel? Or he's produced
28
it?
weeks later, he was
Yeah.
probably involved. I don't know if he wrote.
I don't think he wrote it.
though. I don't.
I think he's done interviews talking about how he would want to write more Dread movies.
Yeah.
Oh, I've definitely heard him say that. Yeah.
I say he'd be up for it.
The thing I worry about, and he kind of got away from this, and Dredd is a good example too. But like, whenever he and Danny Boyle are together, the third act like totally goes bonkers. Sometimes in a good way. Like I think 28 Days Later, I like that.
Hated
turn.
it at first, loved it,
But-
but later down the line.
But like Sunshine, like the third act.
He's also given interviews where he kind of throws his earlier scripts under the bus.
Oh really?
Like everything up to even Never Let Me Go. He doesn't like some I forgot what the reason was.
Get a little closer.
Even Never Let Me Go, he doesn't like just like the problem with this movie was this
Yeah.
and Sunshine was whatever, or The Beach,
Yeah. The Beach, dude.
which was
Oh.
adapted from his own book.
And it's like one of the worst adaptations I've ever seen.
Never seen it.
Oh, it's bonkers. Anyways, God, I hope Annihilation is good.
Me too.
That's
Post.
like my most looking forward to it.
I don't think should win.
The Post, it's like in the 90s, The Post would win just like entire
I feel
Academy
like
wouldn't have
Post,
seen it.
I feel like Post and Spotlight are
They're
so
very
similar.
Yeah.
They're very similar.
And Spotlight just won, so
If the Post had come out during Spotlight, I wanted the Post to win more because I like the Post more than Spotlight. But I don't like the Post that much.
Yeah.
I don't enough.
they really rushed that movie. I heard too. You know, they
It's not like the rushing didn't hurt it. It's
Okay.
like just made it really quickly
okay, cool.
because he like read the script and then within 8 months they were shooting.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
No, they're shooting in 6 weeks. They had it
okay,
out within
yeah.
8 months.
That's
Yeah,
for
that
the
was it.
Post?
yeah.
Wow. Anyway, that's enough Oscar talk. Whatever.
Just as
Whatever.
long as Guillermo and Roger Deakins bring it home.
That's my one.
That's it.
Yeah.
Roger
I'll just-
Deakins for cinematography would be yeah.
That's all we need.
He's never won,
No.
and he's shot like all the greatest movies ever.
And this wouldn't be like a gimme Oscar. Where,
Right.
Like here we feel bad for saying no
Like
to you
The
all the time.
Departed.
Yeah.
Dude, Departed.
Departed's all right.
Departed sucks.
Departed rules.
Departed sucks.
rules.
Why don't
Sucks.
you like The Departed?
It was pretty cool though when Coppola, Lucas, and
like it
Stewart came
fine.
on stage to give Marty the award. Marty's
Yeah.
like so short compared to he's
Oh
like,
yeah.
thanks guys.
But you knew he was getting it then.
Yeah, you knew.
Leonardo-
I just mean like I think he has better movies than
Yeah.
The Departed.
Leonardo
So, like,
DiCaprio's best performance of all time.
Catch Me If You Can.
The Departed.
Catch
I'm
me if you
sorry.
can.
what about The Revenant? He like eats a
No.
cow in that or whatever.
No.
Departed, dude.
Revenant, you switch Tom Hardy and Leo, and that's the better movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe Leo is angry. Like Tom Hardy can do angry.
You're right. Leo angry is just kind of like, oh, you little scamp.
Departed, though, I feel that anger. I feel that
Yeah.
rage.
Yeah.
And the part when a rat walks across the railing at the end, it's like, oh, in case you didn't get it,
I know you hate that part. I know.
The Departed's fine. I don't hate The Departed.
Best Mark Wahlberg role.
Since this band or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a guy who like you hear like nasty stuff about him and you're kind of just like, yeah. He's kind of always been a D-bag, right?
All the money in the world stuff, where he just asked for like $1 million.
And
I heard he like donated a bunch back, but
After they called him
No,
out on
yeah.
it.
yeah,
Have you
because they
seen-
got caught.
it's too
yeah.
late.
do you see the article about this one? It's like a smaller actor kept running into Wahlberg on the studio lot, and like Wahlberg would just say like, "Hey man,
I think that was fake.
really?"
I think that was fake.
Oh, because it sounds so much like he just keeps asking like, "Hey man, you getting paid?" That's the thing he would keep saying every time he saw the actor.
Who would
Mark
get,
Wahlberg would say
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who would keep getting
really
like
funny.
more better like established roles? Like you getting paid, right?
That sounds like something he would say.
I think that's bullshit.
The best lies are credible. sounding.
Let's get Mark Wahlberg on the podcast.
Defend yourself.
Or Donnie.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about B movies.
Yeah.
So let's first.
Not the Seinfeld movie.
Right, not the Seinfeld movie. Although a patron had a very funny thing is like, does that count as a B movie? To be or not to be? Haha. But anyways, real
a good-
quick history. What?
That's kind of a good point. Can a CGI movie be a B movie?
Ooh. Yes.
Like maybe like it's a Beast Wars.
Yeah. Like
budget?
the straight to DVD
Yeah,
Terminator
soft.
or like Transformers like rip off movie that
Yeah.
goes straight to video stores back
Yeah.
in the day.
Yeah.
Absolutely a B movie.
Okay.
For sure. But anyway, for those who don't know, B movie, the term kind of comes from the early days of cinema, the golden age, the 50s, when they would have a lot of double features because they want to get you in the theater and they want to keep you there. And the A movie, they weren't really called that, but like the main attraction had the bigger names, the bigger money, the bigger everything. And the B movie was just kind of there to fill out the evening, you know? And it's called the B because it's like the B slot of the thing. As time went on and things kind of changed, TV happened, Hays Code, all that stuff, B movie started to take on more of a kind of less specific meaning.
Yeah.
Means more like kind of a feel, a genre piece, like low budget but campy and weird, and like you could classify a lot of different things as a B movie nowadays.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're going to sort of the through line of this episode is going to kind of be about that, about like, is this a B movie? Is that a B movie? But Tokyo Slim patron talked about how the Hays Code and like that kind of stuff also had a lot to do with the sort of changing of what a B movie was, because the mainline stuff couldn't have nudity, profanity, or any perversion, you know, and B movies kind of could eschew that stuff. Like they could be indie and gross and weird, and so that sort of I would consider emerged into the exploitation kind of movement and that kind of stuff, grindhouse stuff. We'll talk about all that, but yeah, that's what kind of B movie means in a real quick thing. Anybody have anything to add?
Broad
to that?
strokes.
Yeah, very broad strokes, very B strokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you nailed it. I think
Okay.
I think lower budget and campy are kind of the two big things that stand out.
I don't think campy is necessary.
Not a requirement.
Because like B movies can be so many different things now, and
Yeah.
I think because I was trying to think of it today when we were coming here, and lower budget definitely. Although, like, what is low budget these days? Because there's no especially-
middle.
Yeah,
Right.
there's no mid-budget movies anymore. It's
Right.
Like a $15 million movie can be a low-budget movie now because that's like the end. And next after that is maybe 50 million.
Yeah, there was that weird middle ground where like Fox Searchlight was like a thing, and
Yeah.
now it's just not that anymore.
And so I was thinking like it's lower budget and then more a showcase of what the director's vision is and not influenced by outside parties as much as
Yeah.
other movies.
For sure.
And then also, and this is like maybe less, I'm less sure about this one, but one that is more interested in getting a reaction from the audience in some way,
Sure.
more so than other movies.
Yeah, like there's like an almost interactive element
Yeah.
to a lot of B movies where it's like the movie Raw, which I still haven't seen. Like they were giving out vomit bags at the theater. Like
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a B movie, but like that kind of gimmick would be there's a really cool movie called The Mask, I think, not with
Not
Jim
the-
Carrey, but I saw it one time and it was oh man, I wish I remember what year it's from, but it was very cool. There was a mask in the movie that you would put it on and then they would go into these crazy psychedelic sequences, but those were like the 3D glasses parts of the movie. And in the movie, the mask itself would say, "Put the mask on now. Put the mask
So
on
cool.
now."
I'm so
to
down.
The like main character, you hear it in your head, you know?
Yeah.
And that's when you would put on your glasses. Very
Dude.
very neat. I love
Cool.
stuff like that.
Bring
Anyway,
that back.
what?
Bring that back.
Yeah. Let's remake the mask.
I would do it.
Combine them. Jim
would
Carrey
go.
and that. Oh man. But the most common kinds of B movies, especially in the beginning, were westerns, and then in the 50s you started seeing a lot of sci-fi, horror. Why do we think that B movies are typically genre pictures?
Because it's the easiest thing to get like a one sentence pitch of a movie. Like the easiest one to get like someone on board is simple genre movies. Instead of you're not gonna make a complex drama into a B movie. You could, but it wouldn't be.
Right.
It wouldn't work, or it'd be hard to explain to people.
Yeah.
I think also because like the situations in B movies are usually larger than life, and so they're easier to understand. You're able to suspend your disbelief more, and with movies that aren't B movies, you're supposed to take them more seriously,
Yeah.
quote unquote. And yeah, that's what I don't know where else I'm going with that.
Well, and it's a funny thing because you get into it's like a strange dichotomy where these kinds of movies lend themselves to B movies for that reason, but then also to pull them off, you need a certain budget to like do a fantasy planet or whatever. So then you get into
Yeah.
like Ed Wood kind of territory where it's like so poorly executed that it like gives it this whole other thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but everything was poorly. Like you can look at everything back then and think it's poorly executed. Like I don't think
Sure.
they were. They look at it as like looks like shit.
Right.
It's like this is how everything else looks, and so it wasn't that bad. Like, do both of you think? Can you intentionally make a B movie, or can only B movie happen after the movie comes out?
That's something that a
great
few
question.
people have
Yeah.
touched on this, and I love this question.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you can't make The Room intentionally.
Right.
Like The Room has to come on its own.
Yeah, and things like Neil Breen and Birdemic and all of these things where it's like I think the difference is with Tommy Wiseau and all these things is like there's an earnest, honest effort being made,
Yeah,
and like the technician just isn't capable of hitting their own
like they're making
vision.
the movie they want to make.
Right. And
like
they
Ed
just
Wood.
don't realize. Right.
Yeah,
So, and like people have tried to, I mean, someone else brought this up, but like the easiest example I can think of is Robert Rodriguez and
I
Tarantino
was
with
just gonna
Grindhouse.
say Planet Terror.
Right, Planet Terror, Bulletproof or Death Proof. That's intentionally trying to do. It's more of an exploitation Grindhouse kind of deal, but it's like similar,
Yeah.
where it's like they're doing that.
But it's also that's what their sensibilities already are.
Right.
Not trying to do anything different.
It's a B movie, it's just not like a cult classic B movie.
Right.
Like you can make a B movie, just it doesn't matter. Like it'll come across how it's going to come across to audiences.
It's revisionist, right? It's referential because it's like I think about like Tucker and Dale versus Evil, or
Yeah.
Dale and Tucker versus Evil, Tucker and Dale. Like that's riffing on horror tropes and then making it a comedy.
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead is a little more serious for being a horror comedy, or a Cabin in the Woods, but like I think that the horror comedy trope is sort of, or like subgenre is sort of like that, where it's like intentionally poking fun at these other things and making it funny
Yeah.
by that. I wouldn't classify those as B movies necessarily, but
Also, I don't know. I have to check it, but I'm pretty sure Planet Terror and the entire Grindhouse thing had a huge budget.
yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. I think so for sure. But like I remember one of the best bits of Planet Terror is making fun of like how movies would get passed around and reels would be lost, and like there's that part in the movie where like two characters are about to have sex and then it just says reel missing,
Yeah.
and then it comes back, one of the main characters is dead and the whole building's on fire, and you're just like, all right. That part, that's a good bit, that's a funny bit.
This is somewhat related. I don't know if either of you seen Enter the Void?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
It's
Really?
Like,
I've wanted to, but I've been waiting to see it in theaters.
Okay.
Yeah.
like I don't.
Saw it in San Francisco.
Is that like a B movie? I don't think it is.
I feel like no. It was like it felt high budget.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
But like we saw that in the theater, and then because that movie's long too.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
it feels really long.
feels
long.
But we got maybe like an hour and a half in, and then movie ended. We're like, fuck. Wait, can we swear?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're like, all right, I guess we're gonna go.
And like that
And
felt
then-
weird. But like I guess that's it. So let's
Yeah.
go.
So then the voice comes over the intercom going, "Sorry guys, we got another reel left. Just gotta fix the camera right now." We're like, Jesus Christ. There's like we thought it could have ended right there, but no, there's still a whole other reel left,
Yeah.
movie left. And it was
And that's probably like a big platter reel is what they meant, because
Yeah.
like a reel in the theater is
was
like,
like
10
20
minutes.
minutes.
But
Yeah.
like a platter is, a good hour or something.
That's fine.
Oh man, yeah. I love it.
I do want to see a movie that has more stuff spliced out of it though. Like
Like that, would I want to see
Yeah.
that bit again?
yeah, no, like in Grindhouse,
Oh,
where the whole
That'd
section of
be-
movies is cut out.
I think it'd be funny.
Yeah.
But it's like been done, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like everything's been done now.
Yeah. You'd have to find a way to like mess with it in some other way.
Do it
Like,
your
put them
own
out of
way, yeah.
order or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
All different movies spliced together.
Yeah. It's just, you have to sit through like 10 minutes of a thing. Actually, that happened to me on Netflix. I was watching, what was it? It might have been Twin Peaks, the original Twin Peaks,
Yeah.
or something else. Whatever. But I was watching it, and the entire B section, so between two commercial breaks, was repeated. So like, you watched section A, commercial break, section B, commercial break,
Yeah.
section B, commercial break, section C, section. So it was like an hour and a half, or it was like 15 minutes longer than it should have been, and like an entire 15-minute chunk was just repeated on Netflix. So I actually wrote to them. I was like, "Hey yo, this episode of this show is borked. Like from this time code to this time code is just repeating. Fix it." And then they did. They were
Whoa.
like, "Hey, thanks."
Or Lynch wrote you a letter saying it's on purpose.
Yeah. Are they the same? Like he shows up at my
We're
house.
watching.
Yeah. It's actually scaled in 1%. I don't know why. I just felt like doing. Alexander Zirnoff says that he thinks B movies they can be good, they can be bad, but they don't push the medium forward. They don't change the genre. Do we agree with that?
No.
I would disagree.
I mean, I think about Sam Raimi and those guys
Yeah.
having to half-ass invent Steadicam.
Yeah.
Yeah, like out of necessity for their budgets, they
Right.
have to
Yeah.
figure out stuff.
Well, I think the truly bad movies, I think the truly terrible B movies, I would agree, are derivative.
Yeah.
And I agree in that sense. But independent fringe B movies, I think, is where you do see some of the crazy iterations.
It's
like-
where you can experiment.
yeah, out of necessity sometimes.
Yeah, so maybe like they're experimenting and stuff doesn't work, and then it's like a failure, but still like they're
And then-
trying new stuff.
And they're probably still experimenting with editing, not just like actual production technique.
Yeah.
Just more, like in post, what they can what they can do, like fooling the audience.
The actually, I just remembered something. This is a little. Hopefully, this doesn't come off as self-serving, but my friends and I, back when I was in Chicago, we made a B movie intentionally.
Yeah.
It's called. I think the legal name now is Piranha Man versus Werewolf Man: Howl of the Piranha.
It's like an asylum movie.
It's you can get it on DVD, released by Chemical Burn Productions or something like that. I'm in it. I edited it. I did the soundtrack for it in real time. I just watched the movie and like made music to
Yeah.
it.
Cool. How
but-
long is it?
Like 70 minutes. Like the whole third, like maybe 80. Like the whole third act is just garbage. But what happened was this guy who lived out here sent some footage to us, and I was working with a friend of his, and he was like, "Hey, can you edit this?" And I was like, "Sure." And I edited it together, and the guy here thought it would end up being like 70 minutes or whatever. He just wanted to make a movie. And I cut it down to like generously usable stuff. It was like 14 minutes. So then we decided, just for the hell of it, to use that as like a flashback and shoot a framing movie around it just for fun. So we intentionally made a B movie. Like we were trying to make it like that, you know. It was fun.
Do you get residuals?
No. Not to my knowledge. Somebody might be, but I'm not.
Put it in the show notes.
Yeah. What B movie tropes are celebrated today?
Like everything the room does.
Yeah.
Like everything that happens in the room that people love now is like it's become its own thing. So bad line readings, unconvincing composition, like with CGI.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like gore can be a big part.
Yeah,
Sure.
Just real
Super over the top.
super, like I think of Reanimator.
Yeah.
You know, just bodies doing weird things.
Oh, the whole Roger Corman like thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Good practical effects are like still maybe not as publicly celebrated, but everyone's still into it when
Yeah.
they're done well. Like Del Toro keeps
Like,
doing it.
that's a
like,
good
yeah,
point,
is
yeah.
The Fly a B movie? Because that shit is high budget with a good
It's kind of like a high
crew.
class.
There's a-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was to say Cronenberg made like elevated B movies.
It has like, yeah, Cronenberg has the characteristics of B movies, but he's just so damn good.
I actually I want to talk about Cronenberg specifically because
Sweet.
like yeah, his earlier stuff too is like
yeah.
what is the and like
Oh, like Rabid, one of his first ones.
oh yeah.
Where the dude has sex with the girl's armpit.
Yeah.
Disturbing.
But even like Crash and Videodrome and like all of them have that in it. Existence does like
Yeah.
Even like you look at the plot of A History of Violence. That's a B movie plot.
oh yeah.
But-
Well, dude, History of Violence, very interesting case because I remember going to that movie and I was enjoying it, and the person who was sitting next to me hated every second of it, like outwardly hating it, like going like ugh, in the theater. Which of course I was scandalized. Like we're all good Midwest kids.
Yeah.
Like we no public display. Of,
Like what did they expect?
Right.
The movie's it was like it could was it the violence.
the lack of violence for like I think that because that movie is so stylized and bizarre in a lot of ways, they just weren't on board with the like way that the lines were being read or like the way that characters were being played
And
I,
Harris's
like
accent.
right, and like pretty soon into that movie you have to get on board or not, and
Yeah.
he never got on board, you know.
He just wanted more William Hurt. which
Yeah.
he was right.
Yeah, you always want more William Hurt.
Body heat.
He got nominated for an Oscar for that, for like his
13
7
minutes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was in it for like yeah.
It was great.
You know that's powerful. Didn't Christopher Plummer win or get nominated for
This year, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
all the money in the world?
And he's the oldest nominee.
Ever? Oh, I didn't know that.
So he used to be the oldest winner for
Is he?
Oh,
'Cause-
it's not for Oscars.
No, he can't be. Because
No.
It
how
was
old
for
was
the Golden Globe or whatever?
how old was the guy in the Deep Throat from All the President's Men? He was nominated for Sean
Hal
Penn's
Holbrook.
movie. How he was nominated for Into the Wild?
Yeah.
nominated.
How old
Yeah,
was he
yeah.
when that was?
Oh,
when that
I'm
movie
not
was?
exactly
He had to
sure.
have been older than Christopher
Yeah.
Plummer
I don't know.
because he's old.
Yeah. Love Al Holbrook. I love
He
him
looks the
so
same.
much.
Like the past 20 years,
Yeah.
he looks exactly the same. I love Holbrook too.
His Into the Wild performance. Oh, emotions.
He's great in Lincoln too.
Yep.
They made a sequel. Just kidding. But yeah, Cronenberg and Soderbergh to some extent. Like,
Soderbergh, I think, is more. He doesn't want to be
He's
labeled, so he
indie.
just does whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
And he'll make B movies like Side Effects.
Oh, yeah.
And what did I write down? Side Effects and Contagion's like an elevated B movie, but Side Effects is totally a weird B movie.
Yeah, what a fine line, indie versus B movie.
And Haywire.
You know? And
Haywire,
it-
yeah.
and it's like,
Well, here's the-
I feel like dramas will get away with it, where they're like,
Yeah.
we're an indie movie, we're
Well,
serious.
here's the thing.
Whereas the horror stuff is always like, it's a B movie.
That's-
We don't take it as seriously.
That's an interesting thing because a drama movie doesn't become a B movie unless it's so bad it's hilarious. Dramas just are bad if there would be a B movie. Whereas a horror movie or a sci-fi movie, instead of being bad, is a B movie.
But
You can
like,
kind of get away with
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
if The Room was a good movie, like it'd be a straight drama, right?
I guess.
Right.
Instead
Yeah.
of the uproarious comedy masterpiece.
Yeah,
that
so
it-
it's intended to be a drama.
right.
So like that's the first time like, oh wait, a drama could be a B movie.
Yeah. But that's what I mean is like
Yeah.
it's gone so far because
Yeah.
I think that the most upheld B movies are trying to be serious dramas. Like I think
Like
about
Shyamalan movies. Like, okay, so because I got Shyamalan stuff, but when The Happening came out, he called it. I wrote down the quote. What he said:
Quoted. Excellent.
"The best B movie you will ever see."
For which
he
one?
said that?
The Happening.
That's
Happening.
That's what he was doing press
displaying-
for it.
That's
I've fallen
displaying
asleep.
a higher amount of self-awareness than I would expect from M. Night Shyamalan.
I've fallen asleep in 3 movies ever in my life. One of them, I'm sorry, The Nightmare Before Christmas. I apologize. I was
Wow.
tired. 2, The Number 23.
I saw that.
That is a terrible
And
movie.
3, The Happening.
Also, Chapter 27, one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Never saw it.
The Happening is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Wait, before we talk about The Happening, movies we slept in.
Okay.
Only one that's happened for me is Sucker Punch.
Oh, Sucker
Which
Punch
I did not expect. It was only
So bad.
is
during-
an awful, awful movie. And anyone who disagrees just likes pretty colors, which is fine. But that movie is a narrative disaster.
Yeah.
It looks great, but I
Yeah.
fell asleep during the subway robot attack thing, which is like
Pointless
Just so
action
much
One
action.
sequence
cool
number
scene
4,
is
yeah.
the giant samurai battle.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
yeah,
But all of them
and
are
there's some good
pointless.
music.
Yeah.
yeah.
That movie is a 3-minute story.
Yeah.
Like, just oh god.
That proves it's like Zack Snyder just be a cinematographer and
right,
make music
right.
videos.
Please.
Dawn of the Dead and Watchmen, though.
Also, this is a
I
weird
back him.
sidebar.
I back him.
Watchmen?
His Dawn of the Dead, would that be a B movie? Because that's some high budget zombie action.
It's the best
Yeah.
dead movie.
Also,
That's
it's like
probably, yeah,
James
one
Gunn
of-
wrote that script too. James Gunn is hella B movie.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's kind of a weird. It's such a fine line again. Like,
I think everything's a B movie.
because I think of like higher budget horror movies.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call The Conjuring
Well-
a horror movie, or I wouldn't call The Conjuring a B movie.
That, this is an important distinction in my mind, at least, into exploitation films. Like back in the day, they were movies that had a lower budget that, were targeted directly at a certain audience, and then you could spend, $150,000 on it, whatever, and make $400,000, and it's great. Hey, we pumped this out.
double up.
It's done. We doubled our money. Everyone's a winner. And like, I think that horror has a very interesting, history. But like, the kind of like shock horror stuff kind of stems from that kind of lineage. And I think maybe they broke away from each other in the 50s, maybe, and then exploitation, like intentional, that kind of thing, is what evolved into The Conjuring now. Maybe. You could write a paper and argue that possibly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Like straight horror, usually not a B movie.
Yeah.
But like
Well, Blumhouse horror is all B movie because he's built a model like I'm going to spend no more than $15 million on any movie I make,
Right.
So that I can get huge
Yeah.
cash back if it makes a ton of money. But also, if it fails, it doesn't hurt me. I'll just drop it because
Right.
he makes tons of movies that don't go anywhere that
Right.
don't get marketed.
Yeah.
It was like that Area 51 movie that was going
My
for
friend is in
years.
that.
Yeah.
My friend Ben Robner, he's in that. I went to college with him.
Apparently,
So I
an
remember-
awful movie.
Never seen it.
I was working on I was a PA on the first Purge movie. I remember that movie was like the Area 51 movie was like 2 years in production. I was like
Yeah.
asking people on there like, "Where's that movie?" That movie's like for years. Like he's just sitting on it.
Did you see the Purge election year?
No.
No.
So good. Best Purge.
Yeah.
By far.
I heard they got
Check
better.
it out. Purge 3 rules.
Purge 1's original title was Vigilandia,
Whoa.
and everyone on the crew was like, "They're not going to release it with that name.
No.
No way."
Now it's a franchise.
Yeah.
And they got a show coming.
That's the
another
dream.
movie coming.
That's the dream.
Well, but like, those are straight horror movies, but they're really genre-y movies.
Yeah.
And like,
The Purge, yeah, it's a really interesting example because
Yeah.
the Purge 3, it's the third one obviously, so it's higher budget than 1 and 2. Feels like a Hollywood production,
yeah.
you know, but has all the tropes of a B movie like we're talking about,
Well, and-
just ridiculous over the top violence, kind of
Yeah.
a crazy premise.
And it has its roots because B movies. When I was reading up for this episode, B movies would often have little like series of themselves.
Yeah.
Like you'd catch they'd make 2 or 3 of them,
Yeah.
and
Like a Death Wish. There's
Yeah.
like 10 of those.
Yeah.
or like Saw.
New one's coming out next month.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Have you seen the trailers for that Death Wish movie
No.
by
I
Eli
saw,
Roth?
yeah, I saw
Oh,
the first
whoa.
trailer.
It's totally
So
tone
bad.
deaf.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Bruce Willis as
Wearing a hoodie,
Yeah.
shooting people.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, it looks
rough.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh well. You wrote down The Happening. What do you want to say?
Charles Bronson.
You want to talk about Happening more in Shyamalan?
Let's talk about M. Night Shyamalan. Cause damn.
He's coming back.
It felt
He
like
is back.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
back.
Split.
Split's, Split's a good movie.
Split like well.
It's an okay movie.
He's gotten his groove back because he's a perfect partner for Blumhouse because he is. I think he's the
Sure,
best director that
sure.
Blumhouse has because he's actually like a good director.
Well, hang on now.
He's
Because
a good-
Jordan Peele, Get Out is a Blumhouse
But he's not
production.
sticking with Blumhouse. I think
Oh, he's not?
Big
Get
time,
Out. Get Out
man.
is Blumhouse, but I don't think he's gonna stick with Blumhouse.
right.
Shyamalan is, and he should because it helps him like he's refining his style.
That's,
again.
yeah, that's perfect for, yeah.
And like compared to like the other Blumhouse movies I've seen, like Shyamalan definitely has a style that I like. He's like a very director oriented style where you can tell like he's planning all the shots. Mm-hmm. But
And he shoots really well.
He
Yeah.
fancies himself a Hitchcock, yeah.
And you know he's got a couple bad movies, but he also has a lot of good movies too.
But his bad
I
movies are
think he has
usually
a
ones where
couple
he-
good movies and a lot of bad movies.
I really like Signs.
we
I know
like
that one's
Signs.
always
too.
divisive.
We're-
I love
we're
Signs.
Signs.
All right, you guys can just own, you can have this podcast now.
But, like his
Don't
movies
see
get
us.
worse the bigger the budget he has.
Sure.
The more he has to prove himself. So when he has
Sure.
to finally go back down, then like he's good again.
Yeah, I could see that. Smaller is better for him, I think.
Yeah, like Village has good parts to it.
I didn't like
Okay.
Lady in the Water and The Happening at all.
Lady in the Water,
At all.
Lady in the Water is
it looks nice.
awful. Yeah. The Happening is just terrible.
We watched it again, like last year. Liked it more.
The Happening?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Lay in the Water, no.
Yeah.
We watched that again.
I caught like 20 minutes of that again, like a couple years back in a hotel room. I was like, I remember this movie. I remember not liking it. And then I watched like 10 minutes of it, and I was like,
Grunts.
I remember why. Like, get out of here.
Paul Giamatti plays a guy who he used to be a doctor, and then his wife and kid were murdered, and so he can't be a doctor anymore. So he then becomes like a janitor.
So weird.
Like this really.
That's how it works.
This is
Such a
the
weird
childhood
movie.
story he told to his like kids, like the bedtime stories.
Wait, that Shyamalan did?
Shyamalan came up with his bedtime story for his kids, the story of Lay in the Water.
And they made it into a movie. Maybe he
He's
didn't.
following his heart, at least. You know,
Follow that heart, M.
That's
Night.
what he was doing.
And then he plays.
It's hard to ever get mad at M. Night. Like he just does his thing, and
I find a way.
then-
Some of his dialogue, like even in Split, like the scene that he's in with the
Yeah.
Oh, he's,
insane
the
therapist
Hooters
woman.
fan.
Yeah.
God, that dialogue is awful.
But he can do good dialogue. Like Signs
Signs
is funny.
I love it.
I
that's
think
good comedy in
Unbreakable is probably his best.
And Unbreakable and Sixth Sense, of course.
Yeah. And After Earth, Fear is a Choice.
Oh, I forgot he did that one. I haven't seen that
Did
one.
he direct
Okay,
that?
all
Yeah,
right.
he directed it. He
forgot
did
about
not
that.
write it.
No, he co-wrote it.
They took his
did.
name off.
Okay,
I
I
remember
think
that was
I'm-
during the period where they didn't put his
They
name.
didn't take his
like-
name off
No,
it.
off on the ads they didn't have it.
Oh yeah,
Ian, maybe I'm with you. A lot of bad movies, a couple good ones.
Yeah.
Forgot about that one.
Last Airbender.
Forgot about
Oh,
that too.
boy.
Oh my god.
I never watched that one. Like
Oh
out
my
of
goodness.
protest.
I watched
Okay.
that,
Hi.
The only one we haven't seen is The Visit.
which apparently is good.
Dude,
I haven't seen The Visit either. Yeah.
M. Night. I went through a void, I guess. I haven't seen like half of these.
And then we
Yeah.
saw Devil, which he produced.
I remember there was a funny moment in my life where I was in a theater and a trailer for Devil came up and it said M. Night Shyamalan presents, and
laughed.
everyone laughed.
Yeah.
That's happened in every theater, I think, across the whole entire country.
I'm like, wow, that's real sad. I know, I feel kind of bad.
That's like a great B-movie presence.
Yeah.
There are 6 people in this elevator. One of them is the devil.
Yeah, that's a very good premise.
M. Night, though, seriously, like, you can learn from your failures. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I think he is.
He just kept going, kept going. He became a literal laughing stock.
Right.
People laughing in theaters across the nation. Kept going, and now his most recent movie, Split, is awesome. And he's back.
and he's
With-
doing a
how
franchise.
cool is
Quite
that?
possibly the greatest twist ever.
Re-
One of the greatest twists ever.
Which twist?
My
The
favorite
end?
last-
thing.
yeah, the very last one.
My favorite thing
I knew that
ever,
going in,
split spoiler coming. Favorite thing ever was I was in the movie and I saw it with my movie friend who I see all my movies with. He's professional, knows Unbreakable. I'm not.
You heard the music?
No. So it goes down. I grab him like I do, and we both freak out. The credits roll. We're both just stunned there. Couple on a date in front of us. Guy turns to his girlfriend. Why is Bruce Willis in this movie? And it was just so awesome. It's like, we know.
Yeah. But it's like making a stealth sequel to like a really good movie. It's like
Yeah.
then it makes the entire whole movie make sense. Like he's a comic book villain.
Yeah,
That's why he can shrug off shotgun, like point blank shots to his chest.
I do highly. I love that kind of thing. Like
Yeah. Out of
Well, we're
nowhere.
gonna talk
Yeah.
about the Cloverfield paradox later, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
shadow dropping stuff like that, like shadow dropping a twist like that where it's a sequel to another movie. I love stuff
Yeah.
like that.
And it makes sense.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
I think
and it retroactively makes the whole movie a little better because you're like, okay, it's in this world, got it.
Yeah.
I only accept it because the rest of the movie, like it doesn't need the twist in that movie to work because like the movie is fine by itself without it.
Yeah.
So I was okay with it.
Yeah, good point. Great point.
Although without it, it's like I would have been pissed because he just gets away. Like fuck
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to see a sequel.
yeah, it's setting up for a sequel. I
Yeah,
mean,
what
that's
if-
the whole thing now, where it's like, even with like Runaways and like shows where it's just like, oh, season 2 will be cool. Like,
Like
That's
the
tired of
Mummy.
origin stories.
Like Tom Cruise's The Mummy.
I never saw it. I heard it was awful.
That's because I was thinking, man, both those Mummy remakes, those are like B movies that are just like masquerading as high budget movies, or high budget masquerading as B movies.
That Brendan Fraser, though.
Yeah, that first one is amazing.
Oh, so
They get worse as they go on.
Yeah.
But did either you see the new one?
No.
Because they didn't know what it wants to be. It was like an action.
Spoiler for the Mummy.
Yeah. But
Oh,
the
no.
end of the movie, because the whole point of the movie is the mummy wants to bring back her like boyfriend who's the god of death,
Yeah.
Set. And then but she wants to make Tom Cruise Set
Okay.
because he brought her back. So the end of the movie, Tom Cruise makes himself Set so that he can kill the mummy. And then he's like, he becomes Set. And then because the entire time we're watching this, we're like, because it's the mummy's part of Dark Universe.
Yeah.
Universal's connected
Which is
to
up
Monster
in the air.
Universe.
It's still up in the
It's
air.
up in the
up in
air?
the air,
Okay, it's
yeah.
still up in the air.
And we
All
were
right.
like wondering the entire time, is Tom Cruise gonna be like the guy who shows up in the other movies? Like, is he gonna become the mummy, or is he like Van Helsing? But no, he becomes the god of death. And then the end of the
Sweet.
movie is him in
Please
this
say
like
in a cloak.
like basically a cloak with
God, I
Jake
think it's-
Johnson, the guy from Jurassic World,
Okay.
the funny guy, and like who's like his comedic relief buddy. And they're in the desert, and then Tom Cruise has his like weird gloves, and he's like, "Okay, we're gonna go on an adventure together," and that's how the movie ends.
This makes me want to see this
Yeah, me
movie.
too.
It was the worst movie I saw last year. Also, the worst Tom Cruise performance I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
Worst Tom Cruise movie
Wow.
because like it's not.
What are his
nothing-
other bad ones?
Oblivion, but
Oblivion.
There's
I-
one really good part in that movie.
There's some cool shots. And I saw
Yeah.
it with my dad. So, like, it just gets a pass.
yeah.
Oblivion, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
It has amazing robot sound effects.
Olga,
Like best sound design.
Karolinko.
she's beautiful.
She's cool.
Is she in it?
Yeah.
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 Okay, yeah. And then
Jack
I love-
Reacher's bad, but it has like
Jack Reacher's
Jack
great.
Reacher,
One
that
of-
was
Jack
great.
Reacher's
No,
fun?
Jack Reacher's great.
Jack Reacher's a great Netflix movie.
True.
I watched it on Netflix at, like, midnight, and I
Yeah.
was like, all right.
I'll defend
that
that movie.
opening sniper scene is one of the
Yeah, it
most
has some cool sniper stuff in
intense
it.
scenes I've ever seen in a movie.
It's got one of the best car chase, like modern car chases.
Best
sure
Jai
you watch
Courtney.
Yeah, it's the best Jai Courtney role.
That's why I like didn't like it because I was like, oh, I just don't like
It has Werner Herzog as the villain.
Yeah.
good
That's
villainous
great.
performance.
Who only has like 3 scenes.
Yeah, but he
doesn't
chews
move.
it up.
He
Have
just-
you guys
yeah.
have you guys seen Incident at Loch Ness?
No, that's
Oh,
the
we
one
know
where
about
he's.
it.
We talked about this
Yeah.
in the mockumentary episode last time, or 2 episodes ago, whatever. But yeah, watch that movie.
He's in
I
a
gotta
poker
watch
movie too.
Jack
Really?
Reacher again.
He,
Yeah.
It's a poker movie that's all improvised dialogue, and he plays a guy called the German.
I could get behind that.
Did you guys see Jack Reacher 2?
No,
No,
Edward Zwick directed it. What?
I'm not a big.
he's a bad director.
Okay.
Stephen
got a couple good
Beaumont
ones.
asked
Yeah.
the same question that we asked earlier: is should this can you call these B movies, or should intentional schlock have its own genre? And then Dominic Barlow likes the term Z movie for that. Things like The Room, things that like The Room or Birdemic or Neil Breen movies, where it's like possibly intentional. Troll 2,
But then
Yeah.
those you can't. Those are classifications after a movie's already been made.
right? It's like film noir. It's like a thing becomes it after the fact. Back in the day, film noir. Now
I think
people
B
can
movie
make
just
a film noir.
encompasses a lot of stuff.
What?
I think B movies just encompass a
Yeah.
lot of movies.
Yes.
Like
I agree.
you can get more specific, like with Z movie, but I think that is just it doesn't work that well.
Midnight movie is another term I've heard where it gets legs later in life. Like The Room is the biggest
Yeah.
example.
But it's all like different genre movies usually. Like it's just making things more detailed.
Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
Some big names started in B movies.
James Cameron.
James Cameron, Peter Jackson,
Yeah.
a lot of actors.
Peter Jackson.
Roger Corman
Dude.
did.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Some of Peter Jackson's
Oh,
early
yeah.
stuff. Meet the Feebles.
Oh yeah, Bad Taste.
Goodness.
Nuts.
Bad Taste.
Both of you know that the extended edition of The Hobbit, the third Hobbit movie, is rated R.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And it goes on for I
It is
just
incredibly violent.
because I just played.
Oh, it's for violence.
I just went through Shadow of War, so I was like, I'm gonna go back and watch all the extended Hobbits because I haven't seen the third extended one and it's rated R, so I should just watch them all again.
Yeah.
It goes on for too long. Like there is a point when it's just too much action, and I just zone out. You
That's
know,
the Transformers
it's just
3 problem.
it's just too much.
Yeah.
That's why like Fellowship of the Ring is my favorite because it's like there's not
Yeah.
too much action, so I don't check out. It's got that like intimacy to it.
Yeah.
There's a point to the action.
Exactly.
Like you can have a lot of action as long as there's just like a lot of story and like I care about the characters. Like
yeah.
the Hobbit movies, you can tell they didn't know what they were doing with the script.
Yeah. But have you watched the making of and the behind the scenes?
I heard those are amazing.
It is amazing, and everyone should watch it so they don't just shit on The Hobbit. Like, we
Peter
all
Jackson.
know The Hobbit is not good.
Yeah.
The making of and those behind the scenes show that, like, that movie was just cobbled together because
Right.
of
Like,
production nightmare.
I saw
Yeah.
that one video where the woman was like,
Yeah.
we had to halt production for 3 days because we don't know why this battle is happening.
Yeah,
or like
and
we
then
like
the
haven't
costume-
planned this.
The costumes, like, she's like, we had like 4 years of pre-production for Lord of the Rings, and we're just getting this stuff now for The Hobbit. And
Yeah.
we need it
Yeah.
in 5 days. It's like, okay.
Have you seen the gif of Peter Jackson when he's like sitting at the table just like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just zooms in on his face,
Yeah.
he's not talking.
For those movies to even be watchable at all is a miracle.
Yeah. If anything, watch the behind the scenes first, then watch
Yeah,
the movies.
honestly. Crazy.
But Demi and Coppola also came through Corman.
Yes. Yeah, he kind of like kickstarted a whole bunch of different people. Jonathan Demme, yeah. Phew. I don't know if
soon.
I've seen some of his earlier stuff.
Dude, Rachel getting married.
What?
Best. Tell me you've seen Rachel getting married.
I
You
haven't.
have not.
Your next movie.
Okay.
I promise.
All right.
Watch it.
It's been on my list for a long time.
Okay.
It looked depressing, so I
Oh,
haven't.
it is.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Settle in.
You've
Yeah.
only seen Philadelphia and Silence of the Lambs. Anything else?
I love his
Stop
Manchurian
Making
Candidate
Sense?
remake.
Yeah.
Have you seen Stop Making Sense?
No.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I've heard that's good. He did say anything, didn't he?
I think so.
The-
He also did some of the best episodes of The Killing.
oh, really?
Yeah, he did
Yes.
some of those.
Then we watched those.
I
Love
gave
The
up on The Killing
I'm a
after
big,
season 1.
Oh, I'm such a big Killing.
I was
fan.
like, they're just doing Twin Peaks, but serious? What's the
it
point?
gets
of
like, it
Yeah.
gets so much better.
But also, those characters are great.
Exactly.
Just
I watch
like
it
the
for
two main guys.
them.
Yeah.
Joel
I know.
Kinnaman and
Joel
Mario
Kinnaman.
Menounos. Oh,
Say
they're the
anything
best.
as Cameron Crowe.
They're the
Oh, yeah.
best.
Yeah. It's weird watching Altered Carbon and seeing just,
Holder.
but like him is just like ripped as
Yep.
hell. Like
I know.
it's huge.
I know.
Wait,
It
which
freaks
guy?
me out.
Which guy?
Holder,
The main
like Joel
guy?
Kinnaman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
like he's older. Then you see him like occasionally slip into holder, like with his mannerisms. Like, okay,
There he is.
Yeah, good. He's still in there.
Real quick shout out to the show Patriot. Have you seen that?
Patriot.
No.
Omar
It's on
told me to watch
Amazon.
this, right?
Omar, my roommate, was in love with it, and I'm halfway through it. And dang,
Really, really good.
I wrote it off instantly because of the title. I was
What's it
like,
about?
I'm never watching this. It's about a international spy, whatever, on knock, which I finally know what that means because this show starts
The
with
knock
definition of
list.
it. The knock list, yeah. Like
Oh, that's a thing.
when I was a little kid, I would run around with a floppy disk pretending it was the knock list, and all my friends and I were trying to get the knock list because of Mission Impossible. We had no idea what that meant. We didn't know what it was. We knew that there were names of agents on it.
Yeah.
But the knock list is non-official cover. It means that we're implanting you in a thing, but we're gonna deny it entirely if you get caught. So yeah, it's about this guy who's on knock in like Milwaukee because he needs to work in this company that does business in Luxembourg that's like funneling money to these terrorists.
Yeah.
But like, that's just like the why. The whole show is just about these characters, and like the main guy like sings folk music all the time, but like his folk songs get way too honest, and he'll like accidentally just start divulging like things that he's done.
I have two questions.
Mm.
Is it set in Milwaukee?
It's set. Parts of it are, yeah.
Okay, because
it jumps
I
around.
want to watch it because
Right.
we live in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
We're from Wisconsin. Two, is it actually good?
I love it. Like
Okay, it's not like
it feels
ironically
like
good.
no. It's here's the thing. It's like a combination of like Coen Brothers and Wes Anderson doing this kind of thing.
Who are the
characters
actors?
are very good. John Locke from Lost is in it.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
John Locke.
Daryl Quinn.
Two of the two main female leads, whose names I don't recall at this moment, are very good. The main guy is incredible. Don't remember his name either. I didn't recognize him from anything. It's got a few other people that I recognize but don't know their names.
Okay.
But I highly recommend it. I haven't finished it yet, but I really like it.
Just
Anyway,
one season so far.
so far, yeah. It's very well shot.
John Locke.
Anywho,
The Man in Black.
I've got more subjects that I've got notes where you want.
yeah. Well, I was gonna move on to the like talking about sincerity in like
Wait, is
The Room and Neil Breen and Birdemic and all these movies where it's like people accidentally making genius B movies but thinking they're making a good movie.
Yeah.
Sincerity. Evan Solomon, patron, says sincerity is the key ingredient. Like they think they're doing
Love it.
the guy who
Shyamalan.
directed Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Shyamalan.
Yeah.
The guy who directed Birdemic called himself the master of the romantic thriller and like meant it.
Yeah.
Tommy Wiseau thought he was making this genius thing, or he's just a genius of performance art, and all of this is incredible.
Yeah.
Neil Breen like thinks he's good at this, and is in a weird way that is unintentional, maybe, but like I don't know, sincerity.
Do we think Lost is a B show?
No.
No,
It's a genre show.
it's a
but
genre show,
Okay.
and it definitely got lost, but
Along the way.
along the way,
It's like J.J. Abrams does not make B stuff. It's like
Produces it,
because
though.
high concept, I think, is just a little bit above B movie stuff, and so B movies are usually a little more schlocky in the subject matter.
I think you're right. Yeah,
Maybe
A little more-
Although, like Lost has a smoke monster.
Exactly. Like it gets pretty.
it's a little more like exploitative though, in the other meaning of that word.
Well,
like,
I think like Lost is pulpy,
yeah,
which is different.
yeah.
Pulp can be B movie, but like
all
it's,
dogs.
it's not B.
All Dalmatians are dogs, but not all dogs are Dalmatians.
Not everyone can cook, but anyone a cook can come from everywhere.
Whoa. Is that like the
I always think
tagline
about-
of like?
That's Ratatouille.
Oh yeah. Okay. I was like, that sounds like a
That's
tagline of
Ratatouille.
something.
He says chef, not cook.
All right, Roland Emmerich, go.
Okay.
Emmerich.
Like Emmerich, because they're high budget, but he is like a B movie director who just keeps getting big budgets, and because look at the plots for all of his movies, like write it out. And
Yeah.
they're
Except
ridiculous.
for
Stonewall,
yeah, Stonewall.
which is
Right.
like that's
Or the
personal
Shakespeare
project.
That's a whole other ball of
Anonymous
wax.
is still ridiculous. That's but like, so I wrote it down. Stargate. Oh, aliens were
Stargate rules.
Yeah, yeah. He's made good movies. But Stargate, aliens were behind the pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good B movie premise. Independence Day, a satellite technician, a marine pilot, and the president of the United States team up to stop an alien invasion.
Yep.
And then Godzilla, a worm scientist, is called out to stop a giant radioactive lizard while the French Secret Service pursue their own agenda.
You're right. These are all Roger Corman movies.
Yeah. And it's like Godzilla is very flawed
Yeah.
and has bad stuff, but that movie has good stuff in it, I think.
Oh yeah.
Because-
the Matthew Broderick one.
Because if you
Yes.
look at
Right, yeah.
if you look at B movies, they're not A-list actors typically. They're like they're interesting choices. And Godzilla, Matthew Broderick is your hero,
Yeah.
and Kevin Dunn is your military guy.
Yeah. It's like here's who we could get.
Hank Azaria is the comedic relief, which is good, but he's like
Hank Azaria in person.
Yeah. He's not a robot.
No.
He's not a fish that can talk.
yeah, and like seriously, I think it has bad CGI because it's from the '90s. But
Yeah.
when Godzilla first shows up in New York, when he's like coming out of the water and like walking the islands, I do love that one. He is so big, he doesn't fit in the frame, so you see his legs walking everywhere.
Yeah.
And two, it legit looks great. I think just the way it's shot and how it's built up in tension, and
That is a cool part.
yeah, and it doesn't.
cool.
Some
That
of
part
the,
actually,
some of
CGI
the
looks
effects in
good.
his movies, like the fire moving through the city streets of New York and in
Yeah.
Did he
Independence
do
Day, like the way
Dante's
they shot that.
Peak or
No.
the other
No.
Volcano?
No,
He did a movie Volcano called
2012.
2012.
He did 2012, and did he do 10,000 BC?
Yes.
Yes,
And he also did Day of the Earth, not Day of the Earth.
Day after,
so
Day
Day
After
After Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
So he does like natural disasters.
yeah. 10,000 BC. I saw in theaters, and I did not enjoy it, especially because.
I did not.
Anyone else see it?
No.
I didn't see that one. No, I
'Cause-
missed that one.
Okay, so spoilers for 10,000 BC. The end of the movie because it
I
starts
hope
out.
someone is really upset that we so I was gonna watch that.
Well, you'll get angry because I was so angry because it starts out like generic prehistoric like landscape. Then his girlfriend gets kidnapped, and then they kidnapped by these guys who work for basically it's like Egyptians because they built pyramids and like all this Egyptian architecture. And it's like, wait, are they going to get connected to Stargate? Like, is this like a fucking Stargate prequel? Wait,
Do they? Is it?
No, they don't.
Oh,
no,
okay.
because they were going to. It looked like because they show up there and it's like, what is like this is like weird technology, and then you see like the guy they're worshiping is this like creepy, long-fingered, like pasty old person covered by shrouds. It's like they're
Palpatine.
gonna do it. They're gonna do it, and then no, the guys from Atlantis. Like it was-
Stargate Atlantis.
maybe
Stargate Atlantis.
maybe. But
I was ready to go home and watch 10,000
I was
BC
gonna
and
say like
Stargate
I'm
back
missing
to
a
back.
Stargate thing. What?
It could have been so good.
I love
It could've been so
Stargate,
good.
and I don't care. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
They're bringing it back.
What's
Yeah,
his,
it was like-
what's his name?
Stargate. What?
James Spader.
Spader.
Oh yeah, Spader, dude. The king of awkward sex and being like a scientist no one listens to. I love James Spader.
That movie's so
I was gonna say about Independence Day, it's a good B movie because it has this like a huge sense of scale or like crazy effects and whatever, but it's also it matches that scale with the amount of fun it
Yes.
is giving out. Independence Day 2 does not work because it has more scale and taking out all of the fun.
Right.
Because no Will Smith.
Too serious.
Will
That's-
Smith is fun.
All
And
kinds of
Goldblum
things
is a completely
wrong
different
with
character.
that. Yeah.
But like it has the fun elements, but it doesn't capitalize on 'em. Like Independence Day for whatever reason. Like here, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Have you seen it? For the readers who haven't seen it, again spoilers,
Listeners.
but listeners
Independence Day 1?
too,
2, okay.
because an African warlord uses a pair of machetes to execute a machine gun toting alien while taking a tour of Area 51. And he also makes sure to point out that you kill them from behind.
Yep.
And then the two other things that are
That
just
guy
ridiculous.
was the best.
Liam Hemsworth, the bad Hemsworth,
Yeah.
but still, flips off aliens while pissing on their runway.
I don't think I
then-
saw the second half of this movie. Now that I think
That's
about it.
that's towards the end.
Okay.
You remember a skyscraper-sized alien chases a school bus full of kids through the desert,
Yep.
Driven by
driven by
Goldblum's
Jeff Goldblum,
dad,
which, like,
right?
Jewish stereotype.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Who's like really sad and weird and like wrote that book I Saved the World or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Just felt bad for him. In
Sequels
this
are
movie.
bad when they take a character that you like and then just kind of like crap on their legacy.
Like Bill Pullman.
Yeah. Or like how Dr. Sattler doesn't Sam Neill and Ellie Sattler don't get
I liked
together.
her one cameo scene in Jurassic Park 3.
Three.
But I like that. That was kind of like messed up.
Yeah,
What is
I
she
guess
doing
it
in
makes
3?
sense.
She's already
She's
married.
married and
She's
has
married someone
kids.
else.
Oh, he goes
she's
to
got
her
kids.
house,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
At the
yeah,
end,
yeah.
he goes to her house to
Yeah.
see her, or in the beginning?
No, in the
he goes-
beginning. And
Because
then-
he wants her to come.
Yeah.
Right.
And then she
She's like,
calls
"I
for
got
help
kids,
at the
dude."
end.
Yeah.
Gets this army to come to the island.
Cool.
Yeah.
Come on.
Spoilers for Jurassic Park 3.
Spoiler Jurassic Park.
But I like that it's because it's kind of depressing. It's supposed to be depressing in the opening because
Right.
you see him and like gets all these stupid questions about the island that he never went to,
Mm-hmm.
and then he has to get all this funding. Has to deal with William H Macy.
Will either
Yeah.
of them show up
You're right.
in Jurassic World?
Go.
The new one.
I hope they do.
That'd be
I know
cool.
Samuel never
I don't-
wanted to come back for the Lost
Yeah.
World, but they came back for 3.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think they are. Goldblum is.
You don't think Goldblum would?
Goldblum is. He's in the
Oh,
trailer.
he's
I
in-
don't
Oh,
think,
he is?
Yeah, I don't think Sam Neill.
I would
or
love to
Thor
get all
is.
3 of them in,
Oh, it'd be great.
in a
Yeah.
scene together. That'd be
I,
fantastic.
I did not know Laura Dern was like 28 when she made Jurassic Park. I can't. It's killing me how young like
Yeah.
Oh,
people
yeah,
are in
yeah,
movies
yeah, yeah.
because now I'm older than all of them.
Yeah, yeah. And we're all failures.
Do you want to subject them to Jurassic World 2 though?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be
it could
good.
be
but,
cool.
Jurassic
Maybe.
World was not good, but like 2 could be good.
But also,
I love the idea of military. I know it's so cliche and been done to death, but I still love because this Jurassic World feels like really science fiction, like future tech.
Sure.
I love the idea
Yeah.
of having like future tech military ops versus dinosaurs. I think that just is a fun playground, you know?
Well, that's what
And
that-
I remember the old premise of the back in the
script.
day
Yeah.
when they were gonna like do the mutated like
Yeah.
bioweapon dinosaurs.
named Achilles and Hector. And they
Whoa.
had guns.
God, do you think that can still
They live
happen?
in a castle.
Dinosaurs?
Do you think
Yeah.
that can be a plot point in the new one that they're keeping under wraps?
That Blue can actually like hold a gun.
Yeah,
Maybe. I don't think they will.
I gotta watch the trailer for the new
put
one.
like
Jurassic
a machine
Park-
gun on Blue's back.
Is Jurassic Park a B movie then?
Oh boy. I mean, that opens up a
No.
whole can of worms with like, is
Well, yeah, you think
Jaws?
of Jaws.
Jaws
Yeah.
is not a B movie.
It's
is
a
my
block.
answer.
It was the.
It-
It's the beginning of blockbusters.
If Jaws would have been a B movie had nothing gone wrong with that movie.
Right,
But they went
right,
because it went over
right.
schedule and they couldn't use the shark that much.
If the shark wasn't broken, it would have
'cause-
sucked.
Yeah, because if the shark was because it's not a B movie, but if everything had worked, you would have seen the shark a lot more. Would have been a lot more crazier kills probably.
Right.
And it would have been a B movie.
Went from a B movie to like an art house movie,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. Well, it's the same thing with George Lucas. Like the limitations of budget elevated their craft,
Yeah.
whereas later in life, George Lucas, when he has access to everything, can't execute.
You know what that's called?
what?
The Peter Jackson effect.
I think it's called the George Lucas effect. frankly.
he started it, sure.
Yeah.
But like, I think of Peter Jackson just with no budget, just going all in.
I'm more like George Lucas deserves it. Like I'm fine with that because he self-funded all those movies. Like he could do whatever he wants. I'm fine with that.
He's like, he invented ILM and like
Right.
visual effects.
That's the thing. George Lucas, genius. Not,
Lifetime
not
immunity.
To be, yeah.
Lifetime immunity.
And I think Peter Jackson, I don't know if he invented it, but I remember watching the behind the scenes docs for Fellowship, and when he invented like the camera, maybe they didn't invent it, but they were popularizing the virtual camera rig, where like he was trying to do the troll fight, and like, okay, here it is the CGI, but
Him and
I have
Cameron.
an Apra, so here it looks like with the camera, so I
Yeah.
can map out the shots beforehand. Like,
Yeah.
that blew my mind. That
remember that,
photo
yeah.
volume.
And the crowd stuff that they were doing for all those
Oh, yeah,
fights.
it was
was
massive.
yeah, it was really cool.
But
use
still,
of
it's
that.
like, Lovely Bones should not have been however much budget they had. Like, Hobbit, 3 movies?
Yeah. That's just, yeah.
I think that was less him than more the studio.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, but Lovely
But didn't they go out of business after that or whatever? New Line? Because
Uh,
that's
well-
the thing I love about Lord of the Rings. New Line was like gonna
Did
go
they do
under,
Golden
and they were like,
Compass?
screw
No, it's
it.
because MGM was making it at first with Del Toro, and then
Yeah.
MGM went bankrupt, and that's why Del Toro left.
Well, and the whole like
On Lord of the
the
Rings?
Tolkien
Yeah, The
estate
Hobbit.
sued
Yeah.
people,
The
and
Hobbit.
it was
Yeah.
Hobbit.
Let Del Toro make Mountain of Madness.
That's if he wins the Oscar. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what's going to happen.
Yes.
the
Maybe.
hell he wants.
Ooh.
How
Blank
ridiculous.
blank check,
That
Del
would be
Toro.
so good.
How
Dude, if I had
ridiculous.
like all the money in the universe, I would
Call him up.
have Del Toro
Create.
help. Well, no, we need a good Lovecraft movie.
He will do it.
Annihilation could.
He's
almost
the
be
only
one.
one.
Annihilation,
Yeah.
dude. Annihilation.
He's gonna do it.
We've never loved a Del Toro movie, though. We love him. We love when he explains the movies, like because like everything he says always sounds like, yes,
Yeah.
you have the right headspace for this, but like we should have loved Pacific Rim, but we didn't. Partly because Charlie Hunnam as an actor, no good.
In that movie, I like Charlie Hunnam in certain roles. I did
Yeah.
not like him that much in Pacific Rim.
And the third act of
Pacific
that movie is
Rim.
like
I love it.
not as good as the second act.
Here's my thing. I sort of agree. Like my thing with Del Toro is the premise and the look and the feel of his movies are always amazing, but the execution, there's always something missing for me. The easiest example for me is Pan's Labyrinth, where it was, I think, also just poorly advertised as like a fantasy movie, but
Yeah.
then you go in and you're like, what's all this real life crap? I don't want this. But also that movie is like punishing to the audience. Like at the end, it's
That
just
dude
like,
hammers the guy's face.
screw
in.
you for watching this.
Brutal.
But yeah, I think for me the Hellboy 2 and Shape of Water are probably my favorite of his.
Really? Because I was gonna ask Hellboy 1 or Hellboy 2.
Hellboy 2.
We're Hellboy 1 people.
Yeah, Hellboy 1.
I like them both.
Hellboy 1 I like, but it suffers because it has that nerdy guy who's like the audience
so good.
analog
Rupert
character. And I really don't like him
Yeah.
in that. Just
Myers,
like that
Agent
character.
Myers.
Yeah, I just think that's annoying and it slows things down. Whereas Hellboy 2 is just unbridled Hellboy. Also, I really like those elf twins and that night market.
Also,
It looks amazing.
Also,
Yeah.
Blade 2 is a 10 out of 10.
Blade 2 is the best Blade.
I do not care. It is a 10.
Absolutely.
You don't like Blade Trinity?
No. No. Triple
With
H.
Triple H
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Dracula like going to that vampire store and seeing Count Chocula and then wearing his puffy shirts. And
I don't remember that. I've seen that movie.
it was the guy from Prison Break playing him
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
I think
rough.
Roland Emmerich, to answer a question that somebody posed earlier, can you intentionally make a B movie? Roland Emmerich absolutely does. I think that they know what they're doing. I think that they know what they're getting into. The studios know what they're going to get, and they do it.
It's
I
like-
also think the same thing for Michael Bay. Like,
I don't.
Michael Bay is different, I think.
he makes blockbuster movies that are awful.
Michael Bay makes movies for Michael Bay.
Sure.
Like those are movies that he would watch.
Michael Bay's a monster person, apparently, too.
But it's weird, too, because, like, Michael Bay blows, like, this is not even a meme. I'm not even trolling. He blows up things better than anyone. So it's like when people go to the theater, they just want to see, like, when I go to a Michael Bay movie, I just want to see crazy stuff blow up.
You say that.
in the IMAX.
But people say that, and then like that was before Transformers 3 came out. Like,
Yeah.
no, Michael Bay, just give me all explosions. That's what I want. And then he gave it to us, and it's like, I don't want that.
Yeah. You
That's
you
awful.
want to care about the explosions.
He can't make you care about anything besides like
But Josh Duhamel makes me care about Josh Duhamel. I like him. He's a likable guy.
I have no idea who that is.
he's
He's
in
like the
Call of
mili-
Duty World War II
He's the military.
Okay.
He's a military dude in like Transformers 1,
and the latest
2, and
one.
4.
I'm pretty sure he's the lead in the in
Or
Nicholas
5.
No,
Sparks.
1, 2,
five.
and 5.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 5.
They're on 5 right now.
Yeah.
Right?
The trailer for the most recent one was one of the worst. One of the trailers for the recent one was one of the worst things I've ever
That was
seen.
5, wasn't it?
There was
the
a trailer
kid?
with the girl talking to straight into camera, and I'm like, what is
Oh,
happening?
yeah.
Wait, no. 4, that trailer I liked a lot before I knew it was coming out because you remember the trailer that they showed when it's like, oh wait, Mark Wahlberg. What he's just like tooling around with stuff, and then he's like he gets his truck, and he's like, guys, I think we just got a Transformer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I fuck yeah, that's great.
I think there's a Transformer in my garage. Let's go check it out.
I haven't seen that trailer. That's a different trailer. than
Because
this.
it doesn't look like Transformers movie until
right,
then.
right.
And then the guy from the town and the man in black from Lost shows up and wants to kill Mark Wahlberg.
Bosh.
Yeah,
Titus Welliver.
yeah.
Anyway,
But Roland Emmerich,
So wait, is Transformers a B movie?
no.
it's just
'Cause it's
bad.
Oh, wait, I had a
It's a
response to that.
blockbuster. Yeah, what's the difference? Let's talk about what's the difference between blockbusters and B movies.
Because it's got it all.
B-movies-
Transformers is just schlock.
I think Transformers is a struggling B movie because it has like it wants to have a story that's epic, which is totally not. It's
Yeah.
not those stories you cannot explain in one sentence.
Right, true.
But then all the like
The Allspark.
all of the interactions between the characters are all B movie dialogue. Like everything
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
like actual robots do, like peeing on John Turturro's head. That's all B movie stuff.
Having
Yeah.
giant testicles.
The only redeeming thing it may be in 5 Transformers movies are a couple scenes with Optimus Prime. I would give him that.
He murders people.
Like
murders
Optimus Prime goes places.
Yeah.
Does he murder people?
He murders robots.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like he's unhinged later on, like
Yeah.
in 4 and 5.
Nice.
Unhinged.
does he like
Optimus.
turn bad or something?
Even he does.
does
but
in the last
even
one.
in 2, he murders that giant Constructicon. Just like stabs it into the head. Yeah, just
Wow.
insane. But I think B movies have little to no outside interference
Sure.
on the director's part.
Yeah.
Blockbusters You have lots more cooks in the kitchen.
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole studio's
But
directing
isn't
that movie.
it like Michael Bay just seems like a guy who answers to no one?
Michael Bay's
Except
at that
Hasbro.
at that level, yeah, where
Where
he's
it's just like, I don't
answering
give a
to the toy companies, yeah,
But if you ask him, he would not say he's making a B movie. Like he's
No.
making a movie he wants to see.
yeah.
Just looks like
Is he doing another one? Dude's retired. Like
He also
3
says
times.
he's never going to make another Transformers movie. He's making another one.
Is he
Yeah.
doing another one?
did that new one come out?
But they've been making less money every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are getting over it. With
The one,
Bennett Foddy.
did the one with the kid come out?
I thought so.
Yeah,
that
it
was
did.
like the
that was
next
that
one.
was
Yeah.
the most recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one is supposed to be a Bumblebee spin-off with Nazis and John Cena.
He's not making that. They've already
Directed
announced-
by the Kubo and the Two Strings director.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's the weirdest two sentences I've ever heard.
Yeah. It has a good cast.
I don't even
John
care.
Cena.
I don't even care.
And Haley Steinfeld.
Get
But I
Jerry
guess-
Seinfeld in there, and then
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld in a Transformers movie.
why do these monsters transform?
That's really a B movie.
Yeah. Heyo. Full circle. All right, let's talk about the Cloverfield paradox real quick. Because Netflix did a crazy thing. They shadow dropped an entire movie. I think because they realized it wasn't great and just
That's
wanted
the
to
rumor.
Well, Paramount
thing.
sold it because they realized it wasn't great.
Right.
I have a hotake, man. I have a hot
give us
take.
your hot take.
I see a lot of hate and a lot of criticism
Right.
for the Cloverfield paradox. That is apparent. Widespread, unanimous,
Right.
not a good movie. I read a couple of these reviews, and it's like, this is BS. Like, if this wasn't connected to Cloverfield at all, it would be so terrible. It clearly wasn't to begin with, and they're just fitting it in, blah, blah, blah. And sure, we can have that criticism. I guess that's fair. But I'm on the side where, yeah, the movie's bad, but it is a Cloverfield movie. They made it so it's connected.
True.
And the way it was released was so unique
Right.
and such a cool moment.
Yeah.
Like after the Super Bowl, watching it that night was so fresh. There was so much unknown. There was no criticism on the internet and no right or wrong answer. Like I woke up
No
the next
trailers?
No trailers. There was so much mystery and that was so fun and awesome to be a part of. I woke up the next morning and then of course like just hate everywhere. And it's like I got to enjoy it last night with no noise, and I enjoyed my time with it. And I feel like that it was the window to enjoy the Cloverfield paradox
Is over,
was
yeah.
this big.
It was
you
about
know,
7 hours.
Yeah, you had to fly through there and enjoy it. And I think the way they did it was fun, and it made that movie like if you analyze it as a movie on its own, I can totally see it's
Yeah.
not very good. But the way it was released,
To me, as a
it
thought
fun.
experiment, the Cloverfield machine, the franchise of Cloverfield now,
Mm-hmm.
where they're taking other properties that aren't great and then just making them Cloverfield movies.
They're buying scripts and then
Right.
retrofitting them.
And then retrofitting them. I think it's hilarious. I love it. I think it's a great idea. I think it's fun.
It's like what they did with Die Hard.
Right.
Every Die Hard script is that.
Right. And a lot of those are not great. But like
1 and 3 are great.
1 and
1 and
3.
3. 1 and 3.
1 and 3.
One's like 100, 3 is like 99,
Yep.
2 is like 52,
4 is third best.
4 is 4 is like 60 maybe.
5 is a good trailer
Never saw the
5 is a 0,
Yeah.
dude. I can't stand it.
because of Jai Courtney.
Get it out of my face.
They're making 6.
Yeah. I like Timothy Oliphant in 4, whatever.
Yeah. With the fire sale.
Yeah. I like the part when the daughter slaps that guy and he's just like, "You gonna be okay?" Like he's like, whatever.
He shoots himself to kill
But it's
him.
like
To censor the swear word.
so so is it I guess now when you watch Cloverfield you have to examine it like any other movie.
You can.
But is that kind of
Here's my
is that
thing.
is that unfair?
I put
Like
the-
should it
like-
be examined as its own movie or a movie that like the way it was released?
to
Like,
me,
it's such a-
Cloverfield, they're B movies. Like it's like Cube. Like
Mm-hmm.
Cube 1 and Cube 0, pretty fun. Cube 2, Hypercube, not great, but it was fun.
yeah.
It's bad, but like Cloverfield is very similar to me, where it's like I'm just here to have fun and then
Yeah.
stop thinking about it.
Exactly.
You know. And like 10 Cloverfield Lane, I think is actually a legitimately decent movie. Like I like.
That's
it a
why I
lot.
expected good things.
Right.
in
I
Cloverfield
expected
Paradox.
more of this one.
Yeah.
John Gooden's brother, dude, in this one. Well, I think it's his brother.
Is that who?
Donald Logue or whatever?
Well, what?
Really?
The author?
Yeah, the author.
That sounds like bullshit.
His last name
Wait.
is the exact same as John Goodman's, Stampler or whatever.
Is that who has the shelter? Like, because I was wondering,
No.
like, when I was watching it, because it's not the same shelter, but I was like, is this related to the shelter from 10? Because that's like
I just
two
know the guy on the
supposed-
news broadcast with the book, Donald Logue.
Yeah.
Buy my book.
Oh.
Yeah.
Demons are coming.
Yeah, the demons are coming. You're gonna open a hole. His
And it's
last
his brother?
name. Well, it's maybe
name.
his last name
Ah.
is the same as Goodman's.
Yeah, man.
So
But,
I'm like, this is
but,
cool.
Whatever.
That's the thing. Cloverfield. It's just fun.
It was
Also,
fun.
just read earlier, we were talking about this, that 18 minutes, 20 seconds in, the movies sync up. When the shepherd tears a hole in reality, that's when the monster roars in Cloverfield 1. Intentional or not,
when you hear a
that's
roar.
awesome. Yeah, that's when you hear the first roar. It's sweet. Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If that, I want people to make series of movies where that kind of stuff happens, where it's like an
And-
ARG of like movie watching.
And how down are you for that ending shot setting up the next movie? I don't care. I'm so down.
It's not setting up the
Let
movie.
me have her surviving on planet Earth with monsters running around.
Well,
Oh,
is
10
it?
Cloverfield Lane.
No, the end of Cloverfield Paradox.
Oh.
Well, we already know what the next movie is.
Yeah, what's the next? It's like,
It's a World War II movie.
yeah, it's like in World War II.
Yeah.
Because this one, Cloverfield
now.
Paradox,
For
spoiler,
now.
it like tore a hole in space time and deposited monsters throughout history, which
I
is rad.
guess. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now you can
that
go
is
through all
cool.
the eras.
Yeah.
you
now,
can
it's,
do-
now it's
that's what I'm
Assassin's
saying.
Creed. Now you
Yeah.
have like 20.
Now they can do whatever they want. Cloverfield is whatever you want it to be.
I wish it came in a better movie.
Yeah.
Because, like, it is. Well, it does have a ridiculous budget, like, I think over 100 million. So it's
Yeah.
not technically a B movie, but
Oh, that fly. Like,
the plot is, like, such a B movie.
Paradox had that high of a budget?
Oh, yeah.
I knew it was more than 50. I didn't know it was over 100.
I think it was around 100.
Wow.
I immediately liked it because I'm at home watching the Super Bowl, hang out with the family, they all go to bed, turn this movie on, opening shot, in space, looking at Earth. And I was like,
No, it was waiting in line for gas.
They're in
waiting.
the
Like,
car.
well,
for
then
this.
okay.
Then they cut to
Sure.
yeah.
Then they go to space, and I'm like, I'm in space right now. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Well, you guys haven't talked about Cloverfield Paradox.
It's,
Hit us.
it's like general thoughts, I guess.
Whatever.
It's,
We can do whatever we want.
I would enjoy that. Like, I enjoy. Like, it's a good cast. I don't mind undeveloped characters because, like, if the actors can work well with, like,
It worked in Alien.
Yeah, Alien, not undeveloped characters, but the actors like made them awesome.
Right.
And like
And the
those
movie
are
doesn't need to be about characters changing.
It doesn't. Yeah.
and those are great actors.
Right.
And
I love that. I love a good moment in time story where it's just these people are dealing with this.
the event is the art.
Right. Right.
yeah, and the premise is like good. It's just I couldn't understand. It was very inconsistent with like I couldn't. I was spending so much time trying to figure out. Okay, even though it's part of a mystery, like I could never figure out why things were happening. Like okay,
Like, why was
when-
the hole moving around when his arm was in the wall?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like J.J. Abrams'
Was-
mystery box on crack. Like none of that has a reason. They're just like it's a paradox. Weird things can happen.
Yeah.
Huh?
But it should make some kind of
Right,
some
it doesn't,
logic.
yeah.
Like, was the astronaut who was also in the Martian as an astronaut, the Russian guy?
Volkov.
Yeah.
Who's actually Norwegian?
Was he talking to the worms?
I feel like
I don't know why the worms were in him.
So
Because they
okay,
warped
so
inside.
Yeah, how
of
did
the
the
worm.
worm-
Well, right, but
because-
like why?
Well, why were the worms there in the first place?
Why was the for like
to study the
to-
effects of the energy,
or to
thing?
like compost stool? I don't know. But like why was the gyroscope inside his body?
because for the same reason the worms were moving around. Because I assumed when that was happening, like okay, the worms are from the other reality, and they just came into his body, like how the other woman came into their reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I was like, one thing we kept wondering when we were watching the movie, like they kept making me think of that magnet goo. Like, okay, you put
Yeah.
the goo down and then you shoot it with this other thing and then it sets it.
Right.
Like, okay, that'll be a thing later.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Never a thing later. But also,
Well, it
When
it
Chris
comes
O'Dowd-
out of the wall and grabs him for some
did
reason.
it grab him?
It's it like
Or was that
pulls
the
him
magnet?
back.
Like we couldn't tell if like did it have a mind of its own?
Right. I was like, does it have a mind? That's the thing. Like all the set piece like weird thing moments literally make no sense.
Yeah.
And
it would
it could
be
be
cooler if it
interchanged.
made sense.
really
Right.
good
I would
I,
like it
I
more.
wish that the space stuff actually made sense.
Yeah.
It would have been then it could be a good movie.
Or like not sense. Like I don't care if it's like
Explained
whatever
in any
science. Like,
way.
it has logic to it.
right,
I
explained
thought
in
that
any
was
way.
actually a really good thing in the script where like the imposter comes, well the alternate
Yeah.
reality girl
Right.
comes,
Yeah.
and there's this thing of like I don't believe you, who are you, what's going on, and then it briefly shows the picture in a guy's office
Yeah.
with her in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool
Well,
because
that
it's like
that's the one switcheroo element that actually works.
But it's
yeah,
like-
like I really liked that moment
Right.
of like, wow, if only they had seen that picture, then it'd make a little more sense. to
the
them.
German guy being a traitor in the other reality and not in this
Yeah.
one, like
Yeah, that's
that
good.
stuff was good.
Yeah.
But like the gyro, the worms, the hole with the wall, the arm being able to write on its own.
The implication that the young girl on Earth is the blonde woman on the ship.
Because they do
Which
shot
young girl on Earth?
composition.
The little blonde girl that the
Oh, the
husband saves.
kid?
Yeah, because they do shots with like the girl's on one side of the frame, and then they'll fade to the other, fade to the space station where
Whoa, I didn't
the
think
older
about
blonde
that.
woman is on the other side of the frame.
It doesn't make any like
It doesn't make any sense if that's the case because
No.
they're a different age
and because like she knows the wife.
and her name was different.
Was it?
The kid's name is Molly.
But just the language they're using is like trying to like, why
Right.
are you communicating this?
That's the thing. It's a bad movie. Like it's not a good, well-made movie.
I
It
don't watch
doesn't
for-
hold together at all. But it was
I-
fun.
but
But in that moment in time,
Yeah.
yeah, it was fun.
for that one moment,
Yeah.
that one night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good ride.
Movies are really hard to make.
Yeah.
And I don't like trash. Like you can't like it's hard to trash. People like trash like writers or like director did this.
Right.
Anyone could do any like movies are so weirdly made that anyone could be at fault for this.
So related to that,
No, wait, but also, I like the way they released it, even though I don't want to be cynical and think like this is gonna be like studios were just gonna release what they're not confident on, just dump them on platforms.
yeah.
But because filmmakers, apart from them only being on streaming, not coming out in theaters, they want this situation where like they don't want to be influenced by marketing campaigns or anything. They want people to go in fresh.
Yeah.
And, like Fincher's talked about how he doesn't like releasing a movie at the beginning because people are influenced by like the premieres or the vote trailer campaign.
Rotten
or-
Tomatoes, dude.
or like-
So much influence. You know, if people go into Cloverfield Paradox with that 3% Rotten Tomatoes score,
Whoa, it's that
no,
low.
I just made that up.
Oh.
Whatever it may be, it's like, well, this movie's gonna suck.
Yeah.
You know, people can't help. Like even me, I'm guilty of it. I can't help but think of like, wow, I guess this movie's not gonna be great, but hopefully I enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, just being able to go into this movie so fresh with no outside influence was so cool.
Yeah.
which you still need to be aware of it, which Netflix has a bad job doing with like their original stuff and
Right.
the stuff they acquire. They don't market at all, really,
Yeah.
except for LA, where they put billboards
Right,
up. but, like,
billboards, yeah.
nowhere else in the country. But I have conflicting feelings.
Yeah.
but because we were talking about this beforehand, J.J. Abrams did a Q&A today where he was explaining some stuff, and then so found out we were watching the movie. We were like, at the end, by the end, you could take out everything with the husband, and like it wouldn't change anything.
Right.
It'd probably even be better.
I liked my favorite part with him was besides just wondering if the shelter was somehow related to 10 Cloverfield Lane, whatever.
It looked
was when he was screaming into the phone, "Tell him not to come back."
Yeah.
Like that part was cool. That
Yeah,
was a great
sure.
delivery. That was a great line.
So all the stuff with the husband was filmed after the movie had been shot.
Right.
After test audiences said that we need to see what's happening on Earth. Huh. It's like, no, you don't. Shut up, shut up.
When we cut to Earth for the first time, I audibly out loud was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I was like, "I don't want to go see Earth. Earth is gone. What the hell?"
I would agree with that, except for when they show him when he goes to pick up the girl and you see that huge shadow.
Yeah,
in the
that
rubble.
was
It's
rad.
like,
That was
why
like-
set that up when you don't going to reference that again?
And I said,
Well, until
when
the
we
very,
watched that,
very end.
That looks like the silhouette to the Cloverfield monster.
Yeah.
And it was.
And it
That
was.
was a cool moment.
Yeah, yeah. And then he also said,
I liked that.
So-
yeah.
Cloverfield 1, the movie that was written was what they shot. 10 Cloverfield Lane, original script that they then rewrote to add
the alien
the
stuff.
aliens and stuff at the end.
Yeah.
Which
This-
I didn't really care for.
No, because it feels shoehorned in. Everything else felt really tight.
Yeah.
The weird thing to me, yes, I agree, but the fun exercise of the movie 10 Cloverfield Lane as it exists today for me is the kind of thought of a thriller like that, a suspicion thriller where it's like, hey, what if everything is true? What if every fear you have is correct?
Yeah.
And like I think that was kind of like the throwaway line of aliens are attacking the Earth earlier in the movie or whatever, when you're like, no way, is true. Like the person you think is crazy, but he's also right.
Yeah.
I think that was a cool exercise.
Yeah. It's just that climax could have been connected better.
Yeah.
But, and then,
I would love for someone who, I want to talk to someone who saw 10 Cloverfield Lane who didn't know that was going to happen and never heard of Cloverfield before, just to see what they thought of suddenly there being aliens.
yeah,
It's just the mailbox is the connection tissue to the Cloverfield, right?
the address.
The address.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and the only reason they called the first one that is because that was the working title that got
Yeah.
leaked, right?
And it's the
And it's the
dating.
street that the studio's on.
Yeah.
And so that's those two movies. Then
The
10
ship is called
Cloverfield or
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield Paradox. Different script, not connected to Cloverfield. It's been around for years. Abrams bought it, and then they were filming that script. And then when they were filming it, they didn't know how they were going to connect it to Cloverfield. And then they just kept adding stuff to connect it to Cloverfield.
So wait, they were filming it, but knew they were going to connect it to Cloverfield
Yeah, they just didn't know how.
somehow.
Yeah.
That's so fun. I mean, it shows.
Yeah.
Like,
We're gonna put the little Slusho figure when they do the launch. That's our connection.
No, that's just to the J.J. Abrams
Yeah.
universe. That's
a lot
not
of
even
the
Cloverfield.
connections too are from just like VO.
Yeah.
You know, putting Donald Logue on a screen, just adding that in. Like,
yeah.
VO newscaster. I think one of the news reporters is in 10 Cloverfield Lane as well.
Sure.
I think she's in there.
Here's the thing, though. Like any good B movie, it doesn't have to be good if it's fun. Mm-hmm. And like, in fact,
just
maybe
could've
it
been so much
shouldn't
better.
be. It could have been so much better. It could Cloverfield could be this amazing, miraculous, beautiful, perfect art, sci-fi, thriller, horror series, and it's not. It's not. It's never gonna be.
Like on paper, like that's a fun B movie.
Yeah.
Like Earth disappears, a guy gets his hand removed and then has a mind of its own.
Yeah.
And then
That's like Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Wet Dream. Yeah, talking on the line when he says, "What the hell are you talking about, arm?" Hilarious.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, not great, but it's fun.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Saw someone out there saying it was just a really bad episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah,
It's like,
but so's Metalhead, and that was fun to watch.
zing.
Anyway, we got to wrap it up. We're running a little over this month, but something we like to do to wrap it up is have a little quote challenge.
Okay.
Where we come up with a quote on the spot from a movie we're pretty sure the other people have seen, and we say it and try to make them guess. If you don't want to do it, you
I'll
don't
do it.
have to. Do you have any? Do you have one? Huber, do you have one?
Shit.
Does
I gotta
anybody have
think.
one?
I wish I
know
had
what-
known ahead of time.
I know. I should have told you. I sprung this on you.
From a B movie.
From anything. I mean, yeah, it'd be thematic to do.
Well, easy for me because I know what Nichols know.
Yeah, it'll be really easy for us. So.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of ones we talked about.
I'm trying to think of quotes from two specific movies that I.
So why do they call you the Extreme?
I don't know if I know this one.
This is a B movie we want to talk about today.
Yeah. It's not technically a B movie, but it's totally a B
Then
movie.
you think of more lines from that movie
Why do they call
because I'm
it?
guessing you both have seen it. You had to have seen it.
It's not ringing a bell current with that line, but
Dread.
It's the suck zone.
oh, that sounds familiar. Oh, what is it?
Suck zone is where the twister sucks you up.
Oh, Twister.
Yeah.
Nice.
Twister's good. One of my favorite movie
Twister.
quotes of all time is when he goes, "We're going in." Disaster movies are great. Love
Amazing
Twister.
cast in that
What
movie.
that's a cast that's like
Twister rules.
Yeah.
a good cast for a B movie.
Yeah.
Like, all just like prime character actors.
Disaster movies have always kind of been like that, though, where like they get these like Poseidon Adventure, like they get these big names just to like bring people in.
Yeah. Philip Seymour Hoffman, the best friend from Ferris Bueller.
Alan Ruck,
Yeah. Helen Hunt. Bill
Jimmy
Paxton.
Davies.
Bill Paxton.
Jerry Davies, yeah.
the old lady she's in Minority Report as the inventor of pre-crime.
Yeah,
She's also
yeah.
nice. She's amazing
She's
in
great.
Twister.
Yeah, she's great in Twister.
Oh, the Carrie Elwes. How do you say
that-
his last name? The guy
Oh
from-
yeah. Yeah, he plays
as
the
the
like
utility
smarmy other
meteorologist.
meteorologist. Damn.
Great movie. Written by
Bill Paxton was talking until he died about making Twister 2.
Oh.
Really?
Here's interviews with him talking about it.
His introduction to the Twister ride, rest its soul. I think it's done now, but that used to be at Universal Studios Florida, was always very sincere. He was talking about twisters and stuff. It was very weird.
Also, do I know the best obscure Bill Paxton quote? He was there in person for JFK's assassination. He was
Actually?
he was a kid. He was on his dad's shoulders.
Whoa.
He's in pictures.
Crazy.
not quote trivia.
Yeah.
Yeah, not trivia, but
Trivia. Yeah.
He's
Well, that
also
was a
in
good
Agents
one.
of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1.
Oh.
Yeah. It's also great in Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler.
You should be sucking my dick for that.
Dude, Nightcrawler is the grossest movie.
I didn't like it.
feel disgusting.
I think I
at
saw
first.
like a work print version of it somehow.
It's a great
the
movie.
music was awful.
It's about a
No.
man trying to start his own business.
Yeah, it's about capitalism.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Really
All right.
thin.
You have a quote, Huber?
I don't.
I'm trying to. I don't.
My quotes just enter my mind when
Yeah.
I went just because. I can't like.
I'm trying to remember the
Seek them out.
specific
They just come.
how he says it. He just goes, "The numbers are going down. It's a countdown." I think that's how he says it. I don't know. Do you know what that is?
No.
No.
Jeff Goldblum when he realizes that the sequence of repeating numbers is a countdown.
Independence
Day.
David.
David, I gotta call my mother.
I better call my lawyer.
My lawyer.
Forget my lawyer.
Yeah, forget my lawyer. I was trying to think of a good Stargate quote.
John Lennon, smart man. Shot in the back, very sad.
I know that one.
That's Independence Day too.
Is that Independence
Jewish
Day?
dad.
Yeah. Very sad.
You can just do any.
My God in heaven. So sue me, David. So he's pissed about the recycling.
No, any Randy Quaid quote.
Oh yeah.
Get away. Get as
I'm
far away from
back.
these things as you can.
Yeah.
You idiot. Like Lucas's farm is on the other side of town.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
All right, go on.
They
All right.
abused him.
Hit us.
It's quiet. Little too quiet.
A little too raff.
Got it. Nailed it. Nailed it.
What is it from?
Teenage
Oh.
Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. I was
that's
watching the
such a
first
good
movie like 2 days ago.
It's
Is the first one
a
or the second one the
10
one where
out
they go
of 10.
radical?
First one.
First one? Okay. I love that part.
First one is great, and I didn't know it's the same director and cinematographer of the Thriller video.
Oh, whoa. I can see it.
It looks the same.
I can see it.
God,
It looks the same.
So good.
It looks the
Sam,
same.
Sam Rockwell as like a 16-year-old
Oh, yeah.
Can you do his
punk.
quotes? Can you do his quotes?
Menthol or regular,
Yeah,
right?
it's a regular menthol.
Anything you want to do, you do.
When I realized that was him, oh man.
So good.
I like me some
That
Sam
first movie
Rockwell.
is like a good movie. Like legit.
Unbelievably good.
The
I
second
love it so
movie-
much.
Is rough because
It's more for kids.
yeah, and the turtles were not allowed to use their weapons in fighting.
Oh.
They could only fight like with their
Really?
It's
fists.
just
Yeah.
way
The second
more.
one?
It's
That's
way
so
more
funny.
kiddie.
Like-
There's no
like
Casey
sausages.
Jones.
But like the turtles and Splinter look better than the first movie.
yeah,
Like,
the
way
budget
better.
Yeah.
for sure.
And there's no Corey Feldman as Donatello. There's no
No Elias Koteas.
no.
Oh, yeah.
He is
Casey Jones.
the best Casey Jones, bar none.
Ever.
I don't have a problem with Vanilla Ice in that movie. Like
That's
that's
cool.
Dude, I like the ninja rap.
Yeah,
Heck yeah, the Ninja Rap
Yeah,
rules.
ninja.
I love the storyline of them finding their new base. Like that. That
Yeah.
subway looked amazing. as a
I
kid.
was so into that as a kid. Yeah, I
Oh
was
my
so into that.
gosh. And Tatsu is badass in the new one.
Yeah.
The second one, I mean.
Shredder looked cool. She had
Shredder's
saw
cool.
blades.
Yeah.
In that first movie, like Raphael swore.
Oh yeah.
Damn!
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember
multiple
that.
times.
It's
Splinter.
Yeah, the way he says that is so weird.
Turtles one is. It's in my top 10, dude. I've decided.
I gotta rewatch
It's
it.
so
I
good.
own them all on DVD, I think.
The first 10 minutes are really, really good.
Yeah.
I love, like Raphael's such a. He's so good in that movie.
Going out to the movies, dude.
Yeah.
Ah, I wanna
All right,
watch it
can I
right
get
now.
a sausage pizza with some pepperoni and
Extra cheese.
also no anchovies?
No
Give me an
anchovies.
anchovy and you're in big trouble too. And how they kill Shredder.
Now, is that a B movie? Turtles 1.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
a movie.
Also, the most successful independent movie for like decades.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Till like
Was it
Pulp
unseated
Fiction,
by
right?
Fifth Element or whatever? Fifth
what?
Element was
Till
most
Pulp Fiction,
expensive.
I think, right?
I think even after that,
Oh wow.
I can't remember. It was like a really long time. But that's a B movie because it's a ridiculous premise. Like it's pretty low budget.
Sure.
Dude, that rooftop shredder fight is masterful.
That Shredder
So
voice,
good.
When he has to take the
I'm
bells
watching
off
it's
that
happening.
thing, is that 2 or 1?
the bells.
With the
Oh,
like
that's
the
2.
test to get
2.
into the Foot
2.
Clan?
That's with
yeah.
what's that guy's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that guy's name?
Kino.
Yeah.
Kino!
Yeah.
Is it Kino?
Yeah.
Kino, dude!
Because he was
what a pull.
originally. Because he was the body double. He was inside the turtle's suit in the first movie. They liked him so much they put him as like an actor in the second
So
movie.
Funny.
cool.
All right, well, we could talk about turtles for like ever.
Turtles, dude.
Next
Uh,
time, Let's go through all turtle movies.
All turtles. We'll see.
Oh my
if
gosh.
you're a patron on the $7 up, you're in the movie club. I will post a little earlier than this time for next month's episode with the theme and what we're going to talk about, and if we'll have a guest or not, we'll see. If it's all turtles, we'll just do that.
I'm
Whatever.
watching it tonight. I'm not even kidding around.
But anyway,
great
thank you
movie.
to my guests,
Thank you for having us.
Nick and Max, Folkman,
This is great.
Michael Huber. This is Reaction Shots. We are Easy Allies. Check us out on patreon.com/easyallies, easyallies.com, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, everything. We do mostly video game stuff, but this is our movie one. Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We will see you next month.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.